You want healthy, glowing skin, but with all the products, trends, and conflicting advice, it's hard to know what actually works. I understand. I am Dr. Tina Meder, a former cardiologist and specialist in the skincare development and cosmetic safety expert. I've spent years studying the science of skin. Welcome to Meder Beauty podcast, where we uncover what really matters, break down the science, and give you real expert-backed skincare advice. Whether you're looking to achieve radiant, healthy skin, curious about anti-aging, or want to understand what's really in your product, you are in the right place. Rooted in science and the truth about what your skin actually needs, we'll have in-depth conversations with leading dermatologists, medical experts, and skincare brand founders to bring you the latest innovations, evidence-based insights, and industry secrets that truly make a difference. We are so happy you are here. So let's go! Welcome to our The Skin We Live In podcast, which we do in Meder Beauty. And I'm very happy to welcome my very favorite guest, medical aesthetician, Sarah Drew, Meder national trainer in the United States of America. And once again, my favorite guest, because I really enjoy our conversations.
Yes.
Because we can do it openly, we can do it honestly, and we can raise some questions when some people maybe feel uncomfortable to raise.
Yeah, actually, we just joked literally a few moments before this. I never met someone who I feel as comfortable knowing you know so much more than me, obviously. Your experience, the value you bring to my life as a mentor, as somebody, a boss. That's so weird. When people see my pictures on my phone of us and we're smiling, they're like, that's your boss? I'm like, that is so much more to me than that. I agree. I love our conversations. And I love that I can come to you with what I don't know and safely be given the direction and the confidence to go out into the world knowing more.
I am really honored to be called your mentor.
Yeah.
And it's two ways because we're enriching each other with new knowledge, new experience. Yeah. So it is really great. I really enjoy our conversations. And today I wanted to discuss the topic, which is problematic. It sounds simple.
Yeah.
The consultation about the skincare. Yeah. But actually, it's problematic. It can be such a humiliating and traumatizing experience for some people. But it can be enriching and it can really define your strategy. It can help you to get your skin healthy, to spend less, to spend better, to invest better in your skin and in your future self.
Yeah.
And so let's discuss about it because there are so many aspects of it.
Yeah.
And what I want to discuss today is that consultation, it's not only one type of consultation.
Yes.
Which you can get.
Yes.
About the skincare.
Yes.
We have online consultation. You can meet consultant in the shop, Sephora, any type of high street shop, department store. You can get a conversation in the beauty salon, but you can be consulted with an aesthetic nurse or aesthetic doctors. And all these types of conversation can be useful, can be practical, or can be difficult to digest.
Yeah, of course.
So let's discuss it. Let's start from retail because I didn't have any of experience to work in the retail.
Sure.
And I'm really curious to know about your experience as a consultant. That's how you started, right?
It's how I started, and I got excited because I was thinking to myself, like, when is one of the first times that I can speak, of course, from an American point of view, when we get excited or know that it's time for your first skincare consultation. And for a lot of us, that was at a very famous beauty counter. It was like, at this age, you go take your kid to this beauty counter, or maybe you even get your makeup done at that beauty counter when it's time to do dances and special events.
Well, I didn't know it's such a cultural thing. So it's some types of initiation, right?
It really
At some age, you go to the beauty corner.
It's a part of course, we have more knowledge and we have more access to it than we ever have. But there was very much so a process in life where it's like, I'm your mom, I'm not your dermatologist. I'm your dad, I have no idea, I'm not your esthetician. So who do we rely on? The beauty counters. Or Thankfully now, aestheticians are more accessible. Dermatologists are even saying, this is when you come to me, this is when you find a facialist. So the consultation, to your point, there are many types. But what I've come to learn as a professional is that there's really only one language that we ought to use when we're speaking to a client in a consultation or an assessment. And I get this quote from Dr. Leslie Bauman, a dermatologist who you love, and you love her skin assessment process. But what Dr. Bauman says is, until beauty specialists, retail counters, dermatologists, estheticians, until we're speaking the same nomenclature and looking at skin from a scientific perspective, we will never achieve real long-lasting results, and we'll constantly just be competing with one another. So to your point, at the retail counter, my experience was a learning process. I was taught what a brand taught me about skin, but I was learning so much from my client, and I was just curious. So I found myself giving way more of an advanced consultation than I was taught, but it's because I didn't know anything about skin. So I had to ask, what does your skin feel like during this time of your life? What does it feel like when you use this product? What products have you used before that you hate? What products have you used before that you love? What textures? What scents? It's so much less science and more about the emotional connection that the client has to skincare. And then that's, of course, when if there is a real concern, a real condition, now we have to go to the expert. And that's when they'd pivot, or that's when I would pivot and say, hi, my hands are crossed here. I think it's best that you work for a professional, and I recommend this person. That's when there were brands that had estheticians. So then there were luxury brands that had facialists that would come in ever so often. I never worked for those brands in that capacity, but I also know they weren't giving consultations. They were giving spa-like experiences to, again, sell you a routine. It was all about the emotional connection. It wasn't until I got to esthetician school that I really learned how to give a proper consultation.
It's really interesting. And what is the qualification of person who can be hired as a beauty contour consultant?
Are you ready?
Definitely.
Are you ready?
Yeah, bravely well.
Working in the children's department of a very popular retailer, and I was doing a really good job at selling people more than one thing. And they said, where y'all gonna perform really well? In the beauty department. They also saw
from children's toys?
From children's toys, and being able to sell more than... So this is really important for clients to understand. That
limitations.
The vetting system was, are you able to sell more than one thing? Because this is about profit. But then from there, I had to actually do a personality test. So a lot of these big brands have multiple people working on a counter. It is not about who is good at selling skincare. Again, it is, can these people get along? How are their emotional capacity? Who's the personality? Who's the woman that older women will feel comfortable buying from? Who are the women that younger women?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
is tested.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That looks like a canaveral.
I remember my team, it was very strategic. They were like, we're going to hire you because you're going to be the young one. So we have you, I was 18, you're 18, your manager's 30, and we have women who have been here for 20 years. So they got the 50s to 60s covered. And also women didn't trust me. So when I tried to sell them, in quote, anti-aging skincare at 18, they knew, you know nothing about my process and my skin.
So they have no illusion.
No.
The news, and you are just this nice young curious girl who is ready to help and who has this pleasant personality.
Exactly.
And who is literally people helper.
Exactly. Now it changed because I worked in the retail space on and off for almost a decade before becoming a professional, but then it did change, and I will never discredit a young person. You can be, because now 8-year-olds are becoming scientists and receiving Scientists of the Week awards. Shout out to our podcast producer's daughter. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So,
hello, Parker. We love
hi,
you.
Parker. You could absolutely know by 18 a person's skin enough to make strong recommendations in regards to aging, but I just speak to when they are building teams and when even these popular conglomerates are selling you product, they're thinking way more about the emotions connected to that purchase than they are the skin connected to that purchase.
True.
So that's how
Fair enough.
To consult.
Very interesting. And another type of consultation which I'm very curious of, and I am sure that our European listeners and listeners from other countries, we heard a lot about Mary Kay women.
Oh my God.
Tell us more.
What a legend.
Is it a thing in America? It is a cultural phenomenon, right?
Don't you see the baby pink Cadillacs driving by you sometimes? Have you ever noticed that?
No.
Okay, so that's a thing. If you ever see a pretty pink Cadillac, you know that Mary Kay specialist has worked hard, honey, okay? There was also a really popular brand that came out a few years ago, too. These experiences were about the convenience. So they were smart. It was about the convenience of one brand can work. They're formulated to work together. But now you can buy into the business part of beauty. So it was not, again, about helping people get a routine that would be efficient. It was about helping women capitalize off of you're already spending a lot of money in beauty. So now you should profit from it as well. I think I'm so happy that you brought that up because, again, those brands, no offense, were not teaching people how to consult skin. They were teaching you how to grow profitable beauty businesses. Important thing to know, but it's going to be short-lived, of course, as we know, because if you're going into it for profit.
But it sounds probably paradoxically and controversial. And being the founder of the independent professional skincare brand, very proud of pioneering a lot of scientific things, I still see a lot of good things in Medicaid.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, product-wise, they have really smart formulation and they have a good quality control.
Yeah.
As I know. And also, I love this idea to create the community of women reunited by this idea of the self-care and sisterhood.
It's true.
Because, yes, it is about the business, but it is about the community as well.
That's fair.
And also, we can say anything we want about multi-level model of business because it's seen very often like some kind of hunting model and even predators sometimes.
Sure.
But think about this MLM. Then you know people personally.
Yes.
So you just cannot sell them something bad. Because they're your neighbors.
True. That's very true. And I could say, obviously, built on the success of that business, it wouldn't exist for as long as it did with as loyal of individuals if they didn't believe in the thing that they were selling. It's very
because you're literally selling the things to your neighbors.
Yes.
And you don't want to take a risk from your relationship. So it should be good. It should be okay.
What I will say, having my own experience, I never worked with Mary Kay. It was a little bit before my time in that perspective, but another MLM business came about and some of the trusted people that had trained me in my time had started to sell it and use it. What I will say is when I started to work with that brand, there were questions that I had that I could never get answered at times. And there was a gut feeling from me personally that I didn't believe in the thing. And when I would go to my mentors there, and I use that word loosely because that's just where you're told to go with your questions, I was always met with questions about how to sell it, how to believe in it, how to overcome those things. And it's
not about the real knowledge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's mostly about business model.
Exactly.
So very probably it's the first type of the consultation which you can meet in the first place because it's just easier.
Yeah.
You can meet, let's say, Mary Kay woman.
Yeah.
Who is just working with this small business of yourself, but she can be helpful in the consultation when we're speaking about some simple things like how to start.
Yes.
What to get. They've had this amazing hand cream.
Yes.
I loved it.
Really?
And
I'm
just
obsessed
sometimes,
with this for you.
Yeah, really. And I always loved it. And so it can work at some point. And also this first beauty counter consultation also can be useful.
Absolutely. It at least piques your interest. If you're there, you have an interest. So that's the most important thing.
And also if the person who is consulting you is really wants to help and wants you to get this positive experience, very probably you will choose product better.
Yes.
With this person than without you.
And what I will say, I'm so grateful. I have clients that have been with me for the 15 years. So they've seen me work from a beauty counter to an MLM to where I am as a professional. And they've always said, Sarah, it was never about the products you were selling. It was always about your desire to understand, to learn, to pivot. That's what I was committed to. And so as professionals, when we're speaking about the evolution of consultations, it's all about the commitment to evolving.
So please, young girls, if you are listening to us, don't be ashamed by this experience as a client, but also as a consultant as well. Because we all have different ways bringing us to the industry. For example, I started as a janitor. I'm not ashamed of.
No.
I worked as a janitor for 2 years in the surgery block, and it was a great experience. So we always start from the first step.
Absolutely.
And after we just go into the staircase. But how you will formulate and formalize who will benefit from the consultations in the beauty counter? And what are benefits? First of all, it's free, right?
Of course.
At least formally it's free.
It's free.
Supposedly you buy products, but you can't go without buying anything.
I would say for a person who has a curiosity but doesn't have a real desperate need, like for somebody who, say, has a condition where you need to see change or you have potential sensitivity and inflammation, you obviously know not to just play around at the beauty counter. But if you just have an interest, if your skin relatively feels good and you're using products that, or maybe you're not using products and you just want somewhere to start, the people
maybe you're overwhelmed by all the shelves.
By all the shelves, by all of the information on the internet. The people at the counter are never a better place to start because they're also so hungry. When I worked in the retail space, I wasn't seeing clients all day long. As a professional, I'm booked out. I am maxed out a lot of the times, even with my capacity to learn, until I dedicate time to do so. At the counter, I'm not seeing people, so I may walk over there, learn something new. I may have time to watch this video and learn something new. So they're hungry and you can learn together.
And they're listening.
Yes.
Just I think that's probably you should not feel obliged
Yes.
to buy anything.
Absolutely.
You're free in your choice.
Yes.
And what are negative signs? When you can just wrap the conversation and run
Yeah.
to avoid the psychological trauma. It can happen.
I would definitely say because you're taught in the Mary Kay spaces and the counter spaces, you're taught to be a master at maximizing free time. So this is the thing. What you just mentioned is important. It is never free to go to a counter and to get a consultation and to have a conversation with a salesperson. They are obviously looking for an opportunity to sell you something, even if it's to give you a sample of something. They want to see you return. And if they're masters at that, they're inviting you into events. They're inviting you to specific, maybe skincare focused days. Guess what?
Which can be informative.
They can be informative, but the focus on these days is going to be that you leave with product.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
If you're going to ask for one-on-one time, make sure that you're asking it when a person is available. Because the other part is you never want to ask for time that a person doesn't have. And I remembered being spread thin by the time I was a expert in my retail field. People were throwing me all over the place and I couldn't give the dedicated attention that I wanted to when people needed it.
Yeah, that's a great advice. So that's some kind of simple question. It's a good point to start for newcomers when you are interested in it in many ways as a customer, as a client, as a potentially maybe you're looking for some job in the beauty industry.
Exactly. And the thing is, because we're marketed a lot on social media, I understand that you're going to go into a store and want to see a thing that you saw in person. But unfortunately, again, in certain spaces, it is not the same. Sephora, I remember Sephora 15 years ago had one of the highest regards to training their teams. It was a big deal if you had a job at Sephora. That has become a little less now just because consumerism is so much. And now you need team members to make sure 10-year-olds aren't spreading lip gloss all over the store. So when you have questions about a specific product, if you are speaking to someone, ask them if they've used it, ask them if they have any knowledge of it, because they're also taught to give you a very broad, basic answer. And you may be a real enthusiast asking for questions that you may not get the answers to. And testers, please do not try them. Please do not ask for samples in the store. Please understand that in large spaces and beauty counters, you have the right to return things, unfortunately, because most of those testers are outdated. They are not what you want to use on your skin to test a product. So invest in trying something and bringing it back if it doesn't work.
Oh, thank you for this unspoken truth
Yes.
about the industry. And that's a great point to start. But another point before we switch to the professional consultation, I'd like to discuss about online consultation. It's relatively new and largely it started during COVID.
Yes.
And now it is the part of the business model of big platforms.
Yes.
And as I know, in different countries, obviously, it's very different. In some countries, they really hire professional beauticians who consult people online. In some countries, I suppose that's the same model as in beauty counters. So they are not looking for people with specific professional qualification. How it works in America? Do you have any information about it?
Virtual consultation, at least from my perspective, before becoming a professional, didn't really exist without the exception, of course, people calling in and asking questions. Funny enough, when I worked for Chanel, I ironically had a client in Georgia. I worked in Texas, and we consulted over her sublimage, like maybe sure, but not as much. During the pandemic, what happened, though, with virtual consultations is people could send pictures. So that was a big thing, right? You could even take pictures on the mobile devices, and you could translate whatever based on lighting the picture saw and what they'd recommend. That would be what I'd experience when it came to virtual consultation.
That's interesting because it is something in between of the real life consultation and even I would say beauty counter consultation, because online consultant also takes time to see your concern, and online consultant can see your skin without makeup, and that's a big deal.
It's a big deal, and I'm thinking of even brands and leaders in the industry like Paula's Choice, for instance, that created an ingredient dictionary. So for consumers, if they really wanted to do most things virtual, they could take a picture of their product, and Paula right then and there would tell you what's in there, what works well with it. So we've been lucky enough to where we've gotten rid of most of the in-between when it comes to an enthusiast getting to a professional. You get a lot of information just from the internet now.
And actually, we as a professional brands, we also do it. And we created a few years ago, even before COVID, we created this quiz on our website. And I know that some people, they're very skeptical about this quiz, but it's very damage of who created it. Because in our case, it was a teamwork. And it took months. And after we tested it with a real life beautician, so we asked the clients to go through the quiz and to compare the quiz recommendation with the real beautician's recommendation from Medar. And until we achieved about 90%,
Wow.
we didn't launch it. So for now, when you're going through quiz, yes, in the complicated cases, you will not get the right answer because the quiz will be confused when you have too many concerns. It's confusing for quiz because we really programmed it. Do not overload the customers with the recommendation. So we will not be recommended 10 products in a row. The algorithm will show the most important for you. So we really try to reformulate the question and put this question so you can answer them emotionally. So we feel what is really important to you. But in comparison with a beautician, you can get a real results.
Absolutely.
And also we have these lines, and if you have question, if you want some more detailed consultation, please fill the questionnaire, send it to us. And you know what? You know who create recommendation? Our support team come back to me with each case. So you literally consulted by me for free.
Wow. Shut your mouth.
We do it. And that's not only us. I know that other independent brands, they're trying their best to provide this best experience. So that's another step. Don't be afraid of online consultation. It is an opportunity.
Absolutely.
I see the benefit of online consultation.
Free. It really gives you the opportunity. So consultations can be really overwhelming, right? And there's the product portion of it, there's the treatment portion of it, and there's the strategy of how to integrate it all together. A real consultation should take anywhere between 30 minutes to sometimes even an hour, especially because it could be a team of professionals. I've done consultations with an injector present, with myself, and with even the doctor present who may be performing something more advanced. So it can be really helpful to do online portions so that you have a better understanding of your skin. You have no idea how many times.
Also, you feel free, right?
You feel free and you at least have an awareness. Like we're big on advocating for yourself, right? I've asked people so many times, how does your skin feel? Are you dry? Are you oily? I don't know. So take the online portion because it gives you the time to be in your body and discover your skin.
To focus a little bit on yourself and also to do it in the freedom when no one is pressing you. You can be yourself. You can answer this question without this feeling of discomfort. And especially for people who are not so extrovert. Great option for introverted people.
Absolutely.
So let's say, not negative, but some kind of inconvenience of the online consultation. Most of them, they are branded. So if you want the consultation Medar, it would be useful for you with an understanding. But obviously, we will not discuss your Chanel experience. Or do you need this La Mer moisturizer, or you should switch off to something because it is too much. We are framing it in the brand. Still useful.
Still useful. And also, by the way, I was just speaking to a professional this morning and she's like, hey, this brand approached me, but of course I want to speak to you before I speak to them. I'm like, why? Speak to them. Get all the information you may need from them so that when we speak, if there's any gaps that I haven't filled or any questions that you still have, if there's any reason you're still thinking about that brand, that other product, there's your cue to do some more research on it. But by the time you've done enough quizzes, it can actually build your confidence. Okay, I'm seeing similar information or I'm seeing very contradictory information. And then you can go to your professionals with questions and actually advocate for yourself. I love being this person that people look at as some miracle worker and I get the full stage and all they do is listen to me. But I really love when I can collaborate with my clients and when they have good questions. They're all good. Just have questions.
That's another step. That's another level of the professional consultation. So you can do it in the retail frame, you can do it online, but also you can look for professional and to get different levels of professional help. And I should start with beauty salons and spa when consultant and beauticians, they don't have medical degree, right? They are not nurses. They are not medical professionals. They are not medical aestheticians. You are the medical aesthetician. What is the difference between medical aesthetician and beautician?
So the real difference, because it's not actually a term, when you go to school and you get a license for electrology, for instance, or for a master's esthetician's license, which allows you to do microneedling and tattooing, it's really just saying that you've done your understanding of HIV testing and that you understand that your procedures that you're offering have to be in a medical setting. So it makes me a medical esthetician, okay? But the difference really being a beautician who doesn't have the parameters and the permission to perform the procedures that I have, the consultation is going to be centered around topical skincare ingredients, potentially your diet, potentially your lifestyle. We are going to consult about what I can actually interact with. And then my medical side, obviously getting to more advanced spaces, we'll talk about that.
So I think when you're looking for the first approach to the regular self-care, you should go to the spa, you should go to the beauty salon and to discuss it with a beautician.
You meet at the resort. Yes.
To look for your people.
Yes. If you go somewhere and it's called a spa, or if you go, of course, to a suite and you're meeting a facialist, a beautician, an esthetician, your cap is topical, working on what's happening internally, externally, and maybe you don't have as severe as a condition that requires a medical
attention.
Yes.
What you see is kind of good points when you meet someone for the consultation. How do you know it is the right person for the consultation? From the professional point of view.
I really love that question. I know it's a good consultation, again, based on a person who has come to me with a knowledge of their skin. If you are coming to me and you don't know if your skin is dry, you don't know what products you use at home, you don't eat sugar and don't have a lot of stress in your life, but I'm clearly seeing the signs that something is causing inflammation in your body. It's hard to work with that because as we're measuring the improvement of it, we have no idea what's actually working, what's not, what are you doing at home? The other person that I would say is a good indicator of like, yes, this is good in the consultation is somebody who is just open-minded to my suggestions and my way of introducing my methodology because it is unique. You have no idea how many times I have people tell me like, why are you asking me about my period? Or why are you asking me that? I've never been asked.
The important questions.
The things that we're getting really personal about, but I'm asking you because I want to make real change. That for me is going to be hard to work with because your wall is up and I have to get over that in order to create.
Also speaking about the period that help you to choose the right time.
Absolutely.
For some procedures, even for the facials or for the body care.
Absolutely.
Whatever. And I think from the point of view of the clients, the point of view of the customers, the good consultation in the first place, a consultation when you feel comfortable, when you don't feel intimidated. And probably I will say that you don't feel pressed to buy something, to do something. Because For me, fear-mongering.
Yeah.
It is the worst point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
When you go somewhere. I remember when I was 25 or 26, something very young. And I just started my way in the industry. I worked, and my friend, who was an educator in the beauty school, she asked me to come as a model. And I came as a model, and they've been few young beauticians around me just prepared for the certification.
Yes.
And they discussed my skin. Then I really wanted to sit down and to say, girls, you'll never find a place in this industry because they've been so rude about me.
I knew it.
They've been so rude about me, about my features, about my pores, about my nose, about my skin information, scars, wrinkles. I've been feeling ugly. So I think that if you feel bad about yourself,
Yes.
no matter how prestigious the place is, no matter how many friends recommended you the place, if you feel bad about yourself after speaking with beauty professional, I suggest you'll never return.
No.
It's not the point.
Yeah.
You should feel good.
And listening to you, it just goes to show that you need to find the person, the practitioner. So for practitioners, find your clients, find your patients that align with your way of treating and thinking and taking care of skin. And then for clients, find your esthetician, because to your point, I agree with you. I remember sitting in rooms with different practitioners who would just nail it on clients. I'm like, oh my gosh, my confidence would be through the ground. But then this is what they did. They maximized off of, I've made you the most insecure person in this room now, but I'll make you the most confident once we're done. However, for me, being gentle, being like, you look great, this and that. I think plenty of clients met me and thought, she doesn't see what I see. I don't like these things. I'm not happy about this. And she's trying to make me feel better about them. She's not my person.
Sometimes it's just different personality. And I remember when I've been working once, one of my clients, she told me, I'm sorry, I will leave you. I will never...
You too, huh?
Yeah, I will leave you because I was like, it is something what I do, and she was like, it is more something what you don't do because you don't press me enough.
Exactly.
I want to lose the weight.
Yes.
But every time when I come back to you and I tell you then I've been eating too much of sugar yesterday, and you always telling me that's all right. And I need someone who will say me, no, you are a stupid cow. And I said, okay, I'm not this person.
This is hilarious because as for listening, I'm like, I'm her.
And I'm not.
Are you that person in your life, though, when you need to make change? Do you need someone to coach you and be direct with you, or do you like the softness? Okay.
No, I like the softness. I like the respect.
Yes. Okay.
And so I am trying to be respectful to everyone, and I need respect myself. So you should find your kind of person, but please don't put you in the situation when you should not go through trauma just to get beautiful, healthy skin.
Yeah. If anything, the consultation room is where a lot of weight is left. A lot of individuals who haven't had answers or have been everywhere. We have so much knowledge now. So what I will say is if you've had consultations in the last 20, 30 years, they didn't go the way that you had hoped for, you didn't get answers, this is the time. We have so much more information. We're back out of the pandemic box, and practitioners are never more available with, I feel, accurate information of how to transform skin safely. Like, we have so many different avenues of how we can get to the result that you're looking for. So this is the time to
it's always a choice. It's always a choice which should correspond with your lifestyle choice, with your life habits, and your timing and your personality. And I think that's a good opportunity. The beauty salon and spa consultation, it is a great opportunity for someone who is looking for some schedule in their life, some regularity in the skincare, but probably who is not looking for the solution of some targeted problem. Let's say if you are bothered about one wrinkle, one dark spot, or redness of your face, which you supposed to be more than just skin irritation, that probably you should take a next step and to go to clinic and to see the nurse, medical professional, aesthetic doctor.
Absolutely. And your questions, you're obviously now in the hands of experts that really understand skin. They understand the modalities. So what you want to ask is what it looks like before and after. Really, for me as a client, I'm not worried about you telling me what we're going to do to achieve the result, but are you just as invested in my prep and my aftercare? Because a lot of the times, the consultation is where we get you on the schedule, but once you're off the schedule, the tension is lost. And so really even asking after the consultation, so how do we stay in touch? What does it look like to be supported through this treatment plan?
What type of side effects, what type of consequences can happen?
Absolutely.
And if it happens, what is the protocol?
Yes.
How I will inform yourself,
Yes.
and what time I should be worried if something is going wrong. It's a big part of the conversation. And I think that a lot of patients, they are a little bit ashamed
Yeah.
to ask this question because you're not confident enough.
Yes.
That's it's amazing professional.
Yes.
There's all type of certificates on the wall.
Yes.
And how dare you?
As I was getting ready today, thinking about this episode, I'm so happy you touched on this because I thought to myself, if I could leave clients with anything, I would tell you to ask the place in a clinic or in a medical aesthetic place, ask how they have treated and dealt with reactions. Because if you meet someone who, I've seen it happen, arrogantly could say, oh, I don't get reactions or I don't have those issues. Maybe they haven't.
That's never a good sign.
Not a good sign. Maybe they haven't had it happen yet, but I can tell you, going through my trainings, I have been burned. I have been dealt with having PIH and severe reactions because...
Oh my God, I love chemical peels, but in my first training of chemical peels, my best friends of this time just burned my meat face so hard. Then I've been treating this burn for 15 years later. I just saved myself only when I created Swana packs.
Yes.
And so my redness, and even now, 30 years later,
Wow.
sometimes when I'm stressed, this redness just flash.
So you see, it's
a huge price to pay.
Yes, and it's happened. So ask. That's way more important than looking at the incredible results. Tell me how you managed something that was like completely out of your control. What did you do? That's fantastic.
It makes all the difference because in the beauty clinic, we have this spectrum of modality. And literally, I will not say everyone has the same injectables and same machines, but more or less, it's similar. So in one clinic, you have this model of laser and this brand of injectables. Another clinic, they will be different. But just to feel the difference, let's see how they manage difficult questions and what they say. Okay, you're worried about the wrinkles. They explain you, and we can do this and that, these injections. I don't know. We can use laser or radiofrequency for it. And you can say, okay, sounds great.
Yes.
But what can go wrong? Just explain me that's if something go wrong, what it can be.
Yes.
Okay, after Botox injectables, it can be asymmetric. It's better to know it before.
Yes.
And to understand if you see this asymmetry.
Yes.
Do you have the phone number or direct contact to inform your practitioners? Do they offer you some management of the side effect at the early stage?
Yes.
Not like wait until Monday.
Yes.
So it's what should really help you to take a decision, right?
Absolutely. And that goes, of course, we're speaking for consumers. Interview basically your providers in the spaces all the way down to from the minute you're stepping into the space, what does it feel like? What is the greeting like? How are you watching them handle checkouts, check-ins? Because all of this is important. If you are having an experience at home based on the flow of the space, that's going to determine your answers, your support once you're home, but also even for practitioners. I loved your question where it's like, who do you know is going to be ideal for a consultation? I am also teaching practitioners to interview your clients because there are sometimes just product junkies. There are modality junkies at this point. I love it all. I was once a person like this, but ultimately that may not be the person that you're working with, especially maybe early on in your career when you need to make sure you're working with people that you can see the results and you can see it through.
What is interesting thing about aesthetic clinics, and maybe now I will sound a little bit strange, but love this Japanese writer Haruki Murakami.
Okay.
And I love his autobiography, and he started as a bar owner. And he told them before choosing the place for the bar, he just stayed on the bank just next to this place for days, just observing people, observing the area, and trying to feel how he feels in this neighborhood. And actually, with clinics, it's a little bit the same. And after 30, 35 years in the industry, what I can recommend, get to your appointment half of hours earlier. Stay in the waiting zone and observe people. Don't be involved in your socials, because in the clinic, they're always returning patients. Do you want to look like them?
Yes.
If you love how they look, it's amazing.
That's gold.
You are in the right place. But if you see people who look like you never want to be.
That's gold, because everyone's presenting their best before and afters on social media and marketing. But guess who they're also not presenting on social media and marketing? Their everyday clients, because their everyday clients cannot want to be on there. So that's gold. And what you're asking, what I hear is people, again, recognizing the commitment it takes. So yes, you have only 30 minutes to get to a consultation, but fix your brain automatically to know it is an hour, whether it's an hour of in the treatment room or just the 30 minutes of you absorbing the environment and seeing what patients are coming in and out, and then your 30 minutes with the consultant.
It's a little bit kind of really internal tips. And also the aesthetic is very different. What is good for one person can be wrong for another person.
So important.
So you just have a look, you will understand better what it's all about. And also, I will say for me personally, it is never a good sign when I see the sentence starting with the if. So when the aesthetic doctor or even my colleague tells me that if you don't do it, we are not in the oncology department.
Right.
If I don't do it, whatever it is, the worst thing will happen to me. I will age naturally.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that.
That's it.
No.
Probably it sounds like a horror movie.
Listen.
But it's the worst scenario.
And I'm going to tell you my other one that's a red flag. If people are willing to give you an answer when you say, how quickly will I see a result? If they're willing to give you a straight answer, it'll last 3 months. You'll see a result in 3 months. I know that it doesn't sound good to say the answer should be more loaded, but that would at least give you the awareness that this professional is aware of the other factors that are contributing to the question you're asking. So your result is based on what you'll be living your life like for the next 3 months. Like you can't.
And based on how your body reacts.
Exactly.
It's unpredictable. We cannot predict it totally. Even in the medicine, when we are much more precise and have a lot of more study and research, we cannot say then, okay, now you have a virus, you have a flu.
Yes.
In 7 days and 4 hours, you will be good. No. Think about aesthetic procedures because it depends very much on your own individual reaction.
Absolutely.
So, larger is the answer.
Yes.
Better it is.
No loose guarantees, no life-threatening fear-mongering. Just real conversations with people that you've gauged have at least the expertise. If you want to know if someone's an expert, ask them what can go wrong. That will tell you that they truly understand how thorough and important it is that they have the knowledge around what it is that they're offering you.
Yeah. And probably I will say, and never take some kind of decision which can lead to irreversible results. Especially in the first consultation. Sometimes it happens when especially when it is some famous specialist and people are waiting for consultation for months and they're so excited about these opportunities and they are ready to put all this confidence in the same hands. And this specialist could be absolutely amazing, but it is your life. So you should be strategic.
Yes.
Don't jump on the moon from the first meeting.
No, and also understand that I know plenty of specialists, I know plenty of clients or professionals who will say, I do not do acne. They are celebrity estheticians as far as you're concerned, but they do not treat acne. So I could imagine a person thinking, by the time you've become a celebrity, you must know it all. You must be an expert in my one condition. That does not mean that. Go to a specialist or get a recommendation from somebody who you can at least know specializes in your concern. That's a really great way to find a practitioner.
Yeah, probably the best recommendation is someone who you know and who is regular patient or client of this practitioner for the last 10 years and still happy.
Absolutely. Word of mouth is everything. I definitely remember getting a group of clients, and one of the clients kind of chuckled. I'm like, how did you meet me or find me? She's like, oh, honey, my circle doesn't recommend anybody that's not good. I was like, oh, that's fantastic.
That's the best recommendation ever. Don't rely too much on socials.
Don't rely too much on it. Of course, it's a fantastic tool. And offer, as practitioners, offer your clients something. I absolutely, for the consultation, donated my time. My consultations were free, but by way of marketing it as you were referred to me, so I give you my time. So be strategic, obviously. And as consumers, thank you so much for recommending your favorite practitioners. It's our livelihood.
So I think that's a place for all types of consultations, right?
Absolutely.
A different time, and maybe one person once needs this consultation in the beauty counter, and another time should be consulted by aesthetic doctors in the setting of the clinic.
Absolutely. Have fun. There's an evolution to it.
Yeah, have fun, and most importantly,
feel good
about yourself. Be proud of yourself.
Be your own advocate. The whole purpose of us, from counter to doctor's office, is to advocate for you all, but be your own advocates.
Absolutely. Skincare, it is self-care.
Yes.
Remember it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this conversation. I hope that our listeners will find it useful.
Yes.
If you have any question, please leave comments and let us help you. We really be happy to answer your questions.
You have 2 more experts in your Rolodex.
And your Rolodex, yes. Like it, share it, recommend us to your friends. Thank you for joining us today on the Matter Beauty podcast. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an expert skincare tip. Have a question or topic you'd like for me to cover? Send me a message at podcast@matterbeauty.com and let's keep the conversation going. Also, you can visit matterbeauty.com and discover Matter Skincare, which I created. And if you enjoyed the show, I'd love if you left a review. It helps others find the podcast and keeps us growing. Until next time, stay healthy, stay glowing, and take care of your skin.